There's a new diet creating some buzz called the carnivore diet. And I wondered, is it really an all-meat diet?
What is the carnivore diet?
Carnivore diet consists of eating animal products primarily, if not only.
Yeah, so the strictest form is truly only animal products.
Me, when we got married, that one day you'll just be eating meat, I think you'd die from that. You need vegetables, you need fruits.
Yeah,
you need all
right.
sorts
No,
of
you
things.
don't.
As you can see from the title, I attempted the carnivore diet for 30 days. Now, why I did this, I started experiencing pretty extreme stomach pain, started doing the restricted diets, thought I might have IBS or Crohn's or some other sort of problem like that. And as I began to restrict further and further, I quickly realized the only food I could tolerate were meats. So I began researching it, and by researching, I mean watching and listening to Joe Rogan.
What's up, Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day.
And that was pretty much the extent of my research. And I figured, the hell not, let's give it a try. So I started with a less restrictive carnivore diet, meaning steak, chicken, eggs. And I wasn't super intense, like, I'd go out to eat, have a little bread here or there. But then my stomach problems worsened and worsened until the point where I was on the red lion diet, they call it, or the lion diet, where it is just red meat and salt cooked in tallow. So I did that for around 30 days, just pure red meat. And I hope to share my results with you, whether or not I recommend the carnivore diet and if I plan on continuing it. And after a couple days, things started getting better. I was feeling better. I started noticing I felt lighter. I was losing weight. I started at 205 pounds around. And at this point, I was down to, within a couple weeks, like at the end of it, I finished the low 190s. So I lost about 13 pounds or so. And I felt just much more lean and better. As far as the benefits, I don't want to just only hype it up. I will say the drawbacks were just life wasn't as fun in some ways. There's no drinking, partying. Didn't even want to go out to eat with people just because I knew I'd get tempted. Just anytime people went out to eat or I saw a juicy burger with a bun and fries, and it just made life hard to avoid all that, especially being in college. There's lots of fun happening. So that was a difficult part. I would say that was the main problem. I know people deal with severe diarrhea too. Like Joe Rogan described it, explosive diarrhea. Maybe this is TMI, but I was constipated from my stomach problems. So I was hoping the diarrhea and constipation might cancel each other out. I'm not sure if that math adds up, but it kind of did. My constipation symptoms worsened. I did go through a bout of diarrhea, but nothing too severe. And then it kind of normalized after that. So that was definitely a benefit. Like I said, the main reason I did it is I was on cramping really bad, acid reflux, problems like that. So I was also trying to minimize eating late at night, eat smaller portions, smaller meals, walk after every meal. Just healthy habits that I do hope to continue. So overall, I will say the carnivore diet was very beneficial for me and my health. I think this was a specific scenario where I'm still unfortunately having the stomach problems, as I've been less disciplined lately, going out to eat, graduated, so I had a couple drinks, regretted that pretty immediately after. But just hope to stick with it and get back on it. What I usually do is I do eggs with chicken in the morning, steak for lunch and dinner. I kind of spam eggs, chicken, and steak just because those are foods I like and they do me right. So I hope to continue that, get back on the train. It is pretty hard to stay disciplined just because I love going out to eat, hanging out with people. But yeah, definitely noticed, felt better, more energy. That was a big thing. I slept, actually, I'd had problems for years with just waking up at 4 or 5 a.m., tossing and turning. I've never slept well in the latter part of the night. So I noticed my sleep quality started improving drastically. I felt much more rested, which people reported. Some of this may have been placebo, but placebo or not, I was grateful for it. So yeah, I'd say the main benefits, if I had to list 3, felt just leaner, much more leaner, lost weight. So I felt pretty good about my body, was able to maintain, as rigorous workouts as I'd been doing at the gym. Not that I'm some sort of gym animal, but I felt good in the gym still. So that was good, felt good, skin felt good all about that. The second one was the sleep. That was so big for me. I was so excited for sleep every night. I was sleeping so well. And the third one might go with the sleep, but the third one was just better energy levels. Just overall, I wasn't sleeping in class ever. I was locked in. Got above average on my exam, which never happens. So those two might be completely unrelated, but you never know. And as far as the health effects and recommendations for the carnivore diet, I'll leave that to the experts. There are plenty of good videos I watched on, concerns with cholesterol, fiber, supplements, what you should take. So yeah, overall, this is purely anecdotal, but I feel good on it. Do I think it's the best thing for you? Maybe not, probably not, but just do your own research, decide what's healthy for you. I will say the main learnings I've had are, I do think you should limit your carbs. Carbs and sugar are the two main villains. So going forward, regardless of if I'm carnivore or not, I do intend to limit those. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Maybe you learned a little something, maybe you didn't. I don't really care. But I hope you all have a wonderful day and take care.